Hello and welcome to the final session of us setting up 3D store in Webflow. In today's session, we're gonna add some attributes so we can trigger and we can see all different products, all three different types of products. We're gonna add 3 models and we show them, all of them, when you click on the navigation menu. And hopefully we'll get the product done by the end of the session. So let's get started.
That's sweet.
Where we left off was we had a few of the shirts working with both the color and the prints. We had, I think we did the first 2 with the correct textures. If we then go to the more down the line product, are gonna look empty because we don't have the color set up, but those are just easily fixed by swapping the textures. That happens. We might even fix a bit more product anyway, but in general, these are the products. And so the first 2 are good. The reason why the other ones don't work is because some of those have the background with no, like a transparent PNGs. That's the only fix you need to fix that. So you actually want the colored one. But apart from that, what we are left to do is to first start to listen to, so in the publish website, currently those 2 are inverted. So you're also going to need to teach me a little bit of how to use the Finsweet nested tabs component, because we're going to need to make the t-shirt, the first one, and the cap, the second one. And other than that, I think what we want to do is display the other 2 3D models and find a way to like rotate through them. I think there's going to be a couple of different ways to do it. And we can look at it. And we were here. So we already last time in the last sessions, we loaded all 3 of the models. But what we did was we actually hid them. So you can see that all 3, those models are actually here. We're just hiding the one that are not displayed when the page loads. So that's why we only see the shirt. So I'd say we start with listening to the different clicks and display the correct model. And then we implement a couple of products in the Webflow editor, and we actually make it so when you click, we actually get some more prints because we currently don't. The first thing I would ask you, Sergey, to guide me through is, so this navbar to link, the first one is cap, but it looks like the cap is the one that holds the shirt.
I think what we should do, we should move this t-shirt
just rename
to the middle one. Yeah, you can actually simply rename it, and that's it.
Should I rename or switch them?
Yeah. I think we should start with t-shirt as the primary product. So, and you're right.
If I just
renaming would be the fastest way to do it.
If I just invert them, it's gonna work, or something is gonna break because of how we set it up?
No, if you just rename, we just open the first tab and
so this is the first.
And we just open it.
No, it's still under the cap. So if I click on shirts, it goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And if I click on cap, I think actually renaming is the best move.
Yeah, renaming is the best move.
Cap, boom. At least this is now, should be now correct. So the shirt 0, cap is going to be first, and mag is going to be the second one.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, nothing is really happening. We're just like displaying or not displaying the UI. Let's start by listening to the click events and making sure we are capturing those. So I think we spoke a little bit about it last time, but Sergey provided for us a couple of attributes. So we have data-3D-nav. Now, I think we swap them.
No, we should rename.
They are wrong. Yeah, exactly. So we have the attributes here, data-3D-nav, and this is going to be shirt. And then we have, okay, sorry. We make this cap, I changed the name. It was t-shirt. Save this, and the mag is correct. So if we publish this, we have to select this tree link with the attributes. And okay, so nothing should be changing. And we should just have 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Those work. If you click on the t-shirt, we see because we don't have other products. But I think we are already selecting some information. So we have the init store function that for now just selects all the shirts, and we're gonna tie up this code a little bit in a second. But I think a good place to do this would be below the init store function. We're gonna get into why the below it's gonna be more useful. But for now, listen to the different nav items. So what we want to do is I think this is correct. Data-3d-nav, yes. So what we are doing here is we are selecting the 3 attributes we have on top, and we can just console log it. So we're going to have those 3 nav elements that are 1, 2, and 3. And what we want to do is nav items dot for each, we make a loop, and for each item we make a non-click function. And I think what we can do is for now is console.log. Yes, thank you. Oh my God, Copilot, really nice. So right now what should happen, we should actually get the value of these attributes, which should be mag, cap, and shirt, if everything works correctly. So we click on this, we get t-shirt. If we click on cap, we get the cap. If we get the mag, we get the mag, which is perfect. Now, I think we can start in making it the easy way, and then we go a little bit more into animations. Or do we go directly to the cool way?
I think we do functionality first.
Okay. You're right. That's how you should do it. This is also a good thing. Let's call it name. This is also a good thing in general. If you're doing three.js, in general JavaScript things, like try to get the functionality and then like move the states and do cool things with it. But
in past, I would say let's jump to cool stuff first. Like,
yeah.
As a designer, I would start with like, animation, rotation, like cool appearance. Then you find that nothing works actually.
So what we want to do is basically, we have a couple of routes. My take would be we make it exactly like Copilot is doing. So if the name is t-shirt, perfect. Else if name is cap, and I'm gonna try and do the least amount of work I can. Else if name is rag.
Are you into some work now, like with Copilot, or you just like hit enter, and the code is just like written for you?
I ultimately just check what's entered and hope for the best. And if not, it's debugging. So right now it should happen. We are currently toggling the visibility. Like here we're doing it manually. I think later on we set it up so it does it automatically. So, but right now, since we know what the 3 elements are, it's gonna be pretty easy to just do it like this. Well, the good thing, and the reason why we're gonna be able to do it automatically is that if you look at these names, are the same names that we have in our 3D models. So there's a way to match those, let's say. But if everything works, if we click on cap, we should see the cap. If we click on mag, we should see the mag. T-shirts, gets back to the t-shirt, mag, and cap. So this is the easy way to do it. And it's obviously not that interesting, but I think we can get to the more interesting animation parts later on. So where's my collection list? Collection list. We want to go in here and we want to add the filter back. So filters, categories, contains t-shirts.
Right.
Save.
Yeah.
And our cap is done. And now what we can do is
now we can copy
in
paste.
hide. And we add this. And this should be, let's do it for both the three. And then we should do a,
you can just expand everything and then you find this collection. Yeah.
if I expand everything, I don't find anything anymore because it becomes too long.
Yes. We have crazy Tom here.
I'm not used to work with you anymore. You're a crazy, crazy Tom. So, 3D Store, what are we looking for? Are we looking for filters?
Filter, and we just
Contains cap.
Right.
Save.
And the third one is mark. It's not a okay.
That's it. And the third one, for the third one, it's going to be in here. In here, category contains mag. Save. So no mags. I think we also add a mag at this point. So reference with mag. And get back to Figma. We have
okay, I don't have anything for Mac, but you can just add anything and I will just like add Mac here in just a minute.
Well, okay, if you do you make me an image, this I need the price. Price
I just found one.
1200. Really good bug. And we have almost everything.
One.
So if we publish this now, oh no, we are missing another small piece. We want a way to, when we actually are having the products. So the only thing we need to change, again, in the variants though, is in the trigger that we had, this now needs to be data 3D cap. So this is going to be the dark cap. And this is going to be so this way, we're going to have the correct trigger when we are selecting is that in the init store. The init store is here. So see, we are getting the data-3D shirt. What we also want is to get the correct attributes for those. So this trigger now needs to be this. Now, my question is, I'm not really too sure how this is working because of Sergey nested magic. So my question here would be, if I go to the old tab and I check this, is this going to stay as shirt? Perfect. This is great. Okay. Yes, we're back on track. We are getting there. So
yeah, it's all separated, all good.
you refresh this, we are in a good spot, and we see the other two things. Now what we have to do is we need to, so we have the switches. We are selecting the shirts. I think what we should do is select, let's just do the cap for now because the third one is going to be the same. So caps, data 3D cap, and again, because we console log those caps. So are those found? This is my first thing. Do we have a cap? It looks like they have a cap. Yes. Another thing I would do is let's not console log those and maybe put a caps in here. So what we have here is we actually have two caps, which is correct because they corrected. I don't see anything here in here.
when you go to cap.
Should it be displayed here? If I click on the cap thing.
Well, maybe we also should check attributes, because when you click on cap, no, this actually should work. This actually should work because it works on Webflow. Right.
You need to help me here because I don't really remember. I don't really know how it's set up properly with all the nested magic. So I should be able to see the other tab. The other tab is here. It should be here somewhere.
Yeah, like when you click the second one, that should trigger. I'm also checking now. Trigger 2.
Because I'm not really going to be able to select those. I think if you can check that, I'm going to do some UVs in Blender.
Yeah, you do UV. I will check this now.
Perfect. So we're doing the cap. So where we left off here is nicely UV laid out thing. The cap is even easier, I'd say. If we look how the cap works, we just have a large print in front. So to handle the large print in front, I think what we can do, this cap is really nice. Low polygons. Like it, I think we can just take 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe even those. I'd say in terms of height, maybe even this one's here. What we can do is select all, U, and we want to smart UV project. This is going to be, I think what we can do, probably even better in this case, it would be to project it from view. So we actually have like the flat top, like the flat front, can select everything else, make all the rest really small and to side. So we maximize the space for the print. And what we can do is get this UV layout where there's going to be a really large space for the print, and the rest is just going to take the color as we were doing, which is perfect. So again, we export the UV layout, save it on desktop, put it here. We get back to Figma. We go to the prints for the cap, and like we did, we import the UV layout. And this is transparent. We want this to be centered. I think I'm going to need a second to actually see what is happening here. So, yeah, fill. Let's just set quickly a fill. Same thing we did last time. We make this as large as the UV. I think these are not squared. Not, you want your UVs to be squared. And this, we can make it full. Perfect. We can now remove the fill. This goes behind everything. And this is only our print, so I think we can actually maximize the size of this. So this, now we're going to need to also have the, let's take a white background, right, a fill, same as the other one, and I think this is okay. This is, give me my, oh, this is an image, so, and it's not a, okay, so let's do it like this. We start from the black color. Start from the black color, and then we need to make a white cap. So we're going to need to invert this because we currently have images. So what we can do is we can remove those that we use to center things. What we can do to invert an image is just copy and paste it and make it different on top. So even if it's an image, we're kind of flipping it. We can, this is black and this is white, right? We export to layers the JPEGs. We rename those and we export to layers with different names because we already had them exported. And what we want to do now is go and fill the products with the correct images. So I think I'm gonna need 3D black and 3D whites are already here. It's good. We take the 3D white and we take the 3D black. And now we should also have the textures that we should be able to see. We publish all of this. It's the same thing we did last time. Ultimately, we just adding some different texture with the different UV sets in this case. So how can I go in order to see my cap, Sergey?
You see this tab nav menu on the left side?
Tab nav menu. This
right. I think we're missing one attribute on the third one. Like you can check attributes on the second. We have them.
So this is the second one. Yes.
We have this and we're missing one.
And we
there.
don't have it on the third.
Right.
Okay. So the third one should be target 3.
Yeah.
If I can target 3. Okay. This solve our issue, or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, nice. Well, now we have attributes everywhere.
Yeah, we have attributes. Like I was trying to also like click, and for some reasons I don't see content on the left side. Which is not cool.
So the cap, the cap don't get there. How should we make? What should we check to make them get there?
I also looking into attributes right now because this is really weird as we don't have them.
Okay, so we should have.
We just need one trigger, right?
It also, I put the wrong thing in there. This is not target, but is trigger.
It also like interesting when we switch between tabs, that should show us correct one with content. It just does not.
Yeah, is this a Webflow thing? Or is this an attribute or how we set up the attributes thing? But with the mag actually now works. So I think we're just probably missing.
With the mag
much about the trigger too. Like if I click on the mag,
right,
I actually see the empty collection. So what should I look for? So the FS mirror click element goes to trigger 2. And then where's the correct place to look for the attributes that's missing?
We only have attributes like, those that trigger on top, keyshirt, cap, and mark.
Yeah, trigger.
And they target
2.
Right, and they just target those tabs. That's all what they do. So theoretically, if you have them working here, they should actually also work in production.
Target.
Boom.
Trigger. Target. Do they work in here?
And interesting stuff that mag works, right?
Mag works when in here.
Mm-hmm.
Like in here, if I actually click mag, I get an empty collection list. But if I click on cap, it doesn't work.
I might have interesting idea, like go to this tabs nav menu and just make it display block.
So tabs nav menu, this one here.
Yeah. So we have it ugly, but we have it work.
Okay.
I
Publish
hope.
this. Should work, I think. Refresh this.
Yeah, you see, like
So the cap
some reasons
t-shirts.
the content is not here, right?
Yeah, but still, I think, so this is display block. In the subject one, we have so tabs nav menu.
This is like super weird.
We have all those three though. So again, I can t-shirts just to make sure. Cap. Public this. It feels like we are doing something instead of cap. Tab 3. It is here though.
It is, right? No, it is here. It just doesn't show on production, right?
Yeah. So that makes no sense. So the images are also here technically.
W tab pane.
No. We just don't see this. Which is very strange. So
And I see in code, if you debug it, I see that on W tab pane we have display none for some reasons, which is super strange.
where do we have display none?
If you go to production, like to published one,
Okay.
and you debug it, right? And exactly here, where you see div data w tab equal tab 2 or tab 1, on the second one, we have display none for some reasons. See?
But it's actually working. Like the click is, even this works correctly.
Yeah, this works.
So let's
Only
get
see
actually
this
on.
problem with W tab pane being display none. So
Yeah.
maybe we just
Let's get
code this line.
Yeah, let's get a texture on a cup. So this is the function that we were doing for the shirt. I need to go a bit faster because we are almost running out of time. So caps is going to be cap. I think what we are doing is just remaking the same exact function we had for the shirt that I wrongfully where it is. So we have our shirts for each, and what we want to do is basically the same thing for the caps in this case. So this is going to be caps that we are selecting here, and this is going to be cap. We can leave this as shirt, but just to make it as readable as possible. And the function, it's not going to be change shirt, but the function which where is it? Change shirt here. What we want to do is, let's for now do a change cap. Same thing as we had. Ob dot cap. Cap. So cap. Yes, it is cap. Material dot map, and we want the cap that physical. I'm not sure we're going to be able to trigger it. But what we can do, if all of those doesn't throw us any error, like this is not going to be definitely not best practice. But what we can do is when an item is clicked, what we can do is, in this case, trigger the what is a good way to do it? So we're setting all of those. And yeah, we don't have the trigger. We can do it for the mug. Should we get straight to the mug?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have some mug textures? Because the mag,
I think, yeah, you can just
we don't have any product.
take any texture from the Figma file.
So what we can do, but I need to make the UVs as well. Can we maybe just delete the caps and remake them? Or now I might be doing something terrible. So let's make Finsweet mag.
Yeah, we just create a mag.
We need to pick a category, make it into a mag. We get back into the Figma. We get back into Blender. Oh, UVs for the cap, we don't really care anymore. We have a mag. I think it's kind of already done for us. Yes, this should be basically the UVs for this one. So if we export UV layout, desktop, mag PNG, save this, we hide this, back into Figma. We make kind of the same product, mag. This we make it into mag. Then we get the UVs for the mag, same thing we did for the other two. We just get this. We make sure it fits. I think it already fits perfectly. So what we can do is we export the two mag textures. The name is correct. Export those. We get to the mag. We get the 3D white and 3D black fields. We make the 3D white and 3D black. Save this. We close this. Now we should be able to see a mag product without images and everything, but it all at least has the triggers. So should make it. I think it should work. Gonna be a little bit more. So click on the mag. You don't see the mag product.
We don't see mag products, right? And if you remove that thing that I showed you.
How is this possible though?
I have one idea that was like super complicated setup here, and I think this is what it is, because we creating dynamic tabs inside of dynamic tabs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So on this collection wrapper, we have on a list, like one below.
Okay.
One div below.
One below.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
This.
You look for attributes on this.
Okay.
You see, this is FSCMS tabs elements list, right? So we would have to create another list, which is list 2, and then create for tabs 2. So this is how it works.
Okay, so should I change something? Should I try at least?
Let's try to do this. Let's try to just go in on a second tab, remove just attributes and see how it goes.
So I remove, the mirror click now is good. I need to remove.
No, mirror click is good. You just need to remove inside those attributes.
This one.
List. Right.
You can see what happened. So, okay. Oh, I'm gonna.
We see it, right?
Yes, and the thing is working correctly. Now, the only thing that actually doesn't work is, so we have our share so that works. We click on the cap. We are assigning the textures to something wrong. So caps for each. Yeah, the function, see, we have a setup function and a setup caps, but it's still triggering the change shirt. So just for the sake of speed, what we should do is just get the change cap function on the cap. So when we're looping and setting up the events for the cap, we just make it change cap. Refresh this here, and we get here, and we get, no, I need to get to the cap from here. and I do this. Now my UVs are definitely wrong. Oh yes, I know why my UVs are wrong. Because I actually changed the UVs in here, and I have not re-exported the model. So we get to an export again.
Oh, yeah.
Select cell3, a file, export it on desktop for now, stored 3D tabs, as in honor of us struggling for the whole session. So we save this. We get back to the... My thing is not really responding anymore. I don't understand why. So in the assets, there is the WebGL folder. I go and find the last one and make it into .txt. And then I have exported and renamed it. I can upload this. So we have the new files with the UVs that I changed, dated. So 3 tabs. It's perfect. We can get back to the code, and where we link our assets, we want to do it like this. So wrap it. If everything doesn't crash, so we should start from the shared. The shared still works. If we go to the cap and we trigger the caps, we actually now see the caps with the correct texture. Another thing we might want to do is, just so the caps don't start with the wrong
angle,
with the wrong image. Yeah, no, the angle is not really the issue here. We can also make it rotate like the other ones. But my idea was...
Oh yeah, we need a proper image for this.
Yeah, we want to start with... Well, no, I think we are kind of really, really late. So we draw. Because like this one are already starting. So this messes with me. How do I hide this back? This was good. So you can re-hide this. Now it's better. So, yeah. T-shirt, cap, mag. The only issue now is that, again, they start with the wrong thing. I think we can hide the mag. We need to remove the tab nav pane. I think it was like this.
Right, on attribute, you just go and
attributes. Well, then, yeah.
Right.
If you remove this, I should also see the mag now.
If you filter for mag, then we should see mag.
Now, why is that happening? Let's get back to the code. So, I think we have... yeah. This is the mag, and our mag has the shared attribute. Yes. So we need to update the attributes that need to be mag, this, and mag, this. Mag. Webflow is leaving me. Okay, it's good. So now if we refresh this, we should have t-shirt, mag, cap, and we still don't have a function for the mag and the correct mag. So nothing is happening here because we're not selecting those. But if we get back to code, what we can do is, again, do the same function. So first thing, we want to const mags equals, yes, thank you, data 3D mag, correct. Let's not const log those. We want another function that handles this. Like, this should be made dynamic. You're not going to do it. Should do it now, probably. But This is mug. This is mug. This is mug. This should be mug. They should be mug. And we need a change mug function. Change mug. That is perfect. So we need to make this change mug function that's same exactly as those ones, but for the mug. So the name is mug. It's good. Can make it this mug, and we want mug. So now this function that sets us up with all the textures and thing should trigger the change mug function. Shirt is not defined. Shirt is still not defined. What have I done wrong? Is in the mug change mug. Okay, we're gonna need to. That is in line 135. In line 135, yes, this should be mug and mug. And the function is change mug, so now it works back again. We have a mug function that should work for the mugs. Get back to the cap, one of those. Get back to here. We have, I think we only have one cap, so I'm not really going to be able to toggle between products, but
yeah.
Right now the whole thing is working. Maybe a couple of important things, or not important, but nice things to do. In the animate, I need to find where my mug is rotating. So if shirt rotation, what we can do is if mug, and if cap. So we should now have everything rotating. For cap is rotating as well, and for mug is rotating as well. I think what I would do anyway is maybe finish this offline. We figure out the couple of things that don't work. We add a bit more product, and in the same time, I clean up the code a little bit, and I leave it on the GitHub with some comments as well. But in general, like the structure is that I'm gonna also make a separate branch when I make the function like dynamic, so you don't have to retype them out every time. But I didn't want to do it live now because it takes a little bit of time, and I want to make sure that's clear enough when I do it, because otherwise it's just going to look more complicated.
Sure. Yeah. Awesome. I'm really proud to see how from total failure we get to the final product. Almost final product. Yeah, like just tuning a bit of code, just like, fixing those Finsweet attributes, because the setup for this page, it looks like simple, you just got a couple of buttons, but it has really complicated setup because we have a lot of, different attributes. We have 2 levels of CMS tabs. And also mirror clicks. That's a lot. Page might be more simple, but I don't know. Maybe we'll just rethink the structure. But I think we'll just finalize it and we'll get it to public, the final version where everything works so you guys can explore the page and understand how it works, and just like do something beautiful out of this. So thank you, Federico, for transforming this session to a really interesting one. I think that was a lot of, unexpected things just happened right now.
We made it out.
Last session.
We finished half of it. We were almost there. Like, this is kind of, I think the 2 main things that are missing is like a nice animation to transition between the different objects, I'd say, first thing probably. And the other one is to we're gonna need to refactor this to explain. I would have done it anyway. I would have done it now otherwise. But like, if I could refactor this thing a little bit, what I can do is to also attach, basically calling the change cap function when you click on a nav item. So you're sure that, for example, when you start, like, see there's two elements. When you start from here, you don't see a random texture, but you actually see the correct one. And that's pretty easy, but it needs a little bit of refactoring in the code. So I'm going to leave those things in the GitHub as like with nice comments, hopefully, that are going to be clear to what's happened.
Hey guys, thank you for being with us through all of these 3D sessions. I hope you learned a lot about 3D and how to bring 3D from Blender to Webflow, and how to use all the attributes, how to utilize them, how to use CMS items and put all the images into 3D products. And I hope you're gonna build something amazing out of this. It was a real pleasure to have Federico here. You will find links to Federico profile. You can find him on internet, pin him and show him your love. So he was with us showing all the tricks, which is amazing. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that, and see you on some other creative sessions.